Hey guys, today we're going to find the surface area of a can of beets. So the first step we're going to do is we're going to make a net out of this can here. So what we're going to do, at least what I've decided to do, is I'm going to take this pipe cleaner and I'm going to wrap it around the circumference here. I'm going to use it to try to measure. So as I'm doing this, I wrap it around and I have this little bit here, right extra. I'm just going to take that and fold it over. If you're going to try to do it this way, just be really sure, it could be hard to measure if you're measuring kind of like around it this way. It's not very straight. So what I did was I measured it along the edge, just like this. So now I'm going to take my pipe cleaner that I measured on my can of beets, and I'm going to compare it to a ruler and measure that out. I'm going to do it in centimeters just because I think that's how my brain works. And as I'm doing that, I stretch it along just like this, and that is exactly 23.5 centimeters. I'll show you. It's 23. Let's see if I can show you. There it is, and a half. So I took note that the circumference of our can is 23.5 centimeters. The next thing I'm going to note is the height. And so I'm going to measure the height by placing my ruler on the edge of the can like this. I'm trying to get it real nice and straight. Okay. And that's looking to be right on this edge here is 11 centimeters. The next thing I did was draw a rectangle on my paper that is 23.5 centimeters by 11 centimeters. See, it looks like this. And then I'm going to take my can and I'm going to place it so it shares an edge with my rectangle here. And I'm going to trace around my can so that I have the shape of the circle on top. And it's going to look just like so. Here's my circle. And now I'm going to do the same thing for the bottom. Okay, and here I have it. This is our net of our can of beets. Now we're going to find our surface area of our cylinder that we drew on this paper. The first thing we're going to do, we're kind of going to do it piece by piece. So we're going to start with our rectangle. And so to calculate the area of our rectangle, we multiply the length times the width. So if we remember from when we were measuring our can, the length was 11 centimeters, and then the width was 23.5 centimeters. So we're going to multiply those together, and then we're going to get our surface area for our rectangle. Okay, so 11 times 23.5 is 258.5. So we add our unit there. So now we know that the area of this rectangle here is 258.5 centimeters squared. the next part we have to do is to find the area of those two circles. So when we're looking for our area of the lid of our can of beets, we have to remember the equation for finding the area of a circle. The equation is pi times r squared, or radius squared. So to do this accurately, I made another, what's it called? I drew another one of our lids by tracing around, and then I folded it into fourths. This line that I drew here is our radius. It's kind of like halfway through the middle of our circle. So there's our centimeters. When I'm measuring this, let's see, I want to be accurate. That looks like 3.8 centimeters. I don't know if you can see that too good. So after following the equation for finding the area of our circle, what I did was I took 3.8. So I took our radius, which was 3.8, and I squared it, and then I multiplied it by pi. And when I did this, I got the answer of 45.34 centimeters squared. The last step is to add these together. So we have a top and a bottom. So we take the 45.34 and we make sure we have two of those. So we have 45.34. And then we take our rectangle and we add it to that as well. So when you put it on paper, it'll look something like this. We have officially found the surface area of our entire cylinder, or our can of beets. And the answer is 349.18 centimeters. Thank you for watching.